Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into hypervigilance. We'll be looking at what it actually is, its roots, and its effects, using understanding hypervigilance as our guide.
Yeah, and it's relevant for pretty much everyone, whether
Yeah.
it's something you experience yourself or maybe see in others.
Right. Understanding it really sheds light on how we react to things, internally and externally. Our goal here is to unpack the key info, make sense of this state.
Absolutely. So hypervigilance, it's not just being observant. The source describes it as this enhanced state of sensory sensitivity.
Enhanced sensitivity. Okay.
Yeah, and it's coupled with this exaggerated intensity of behaviors focused on detecting threats.
So it's way beyond just normal alertness then.
Exactly. The key difference is that it's excessive and persistent. It's like the on switch for alertness is stuck.
Okay, so what causes that switch to get stuck? Our source points pretty clearly to trauma as a primary cause.
Trauma is definitely a major factor.
And it also mentions links to disorders like PTSD and anxiety. It sounds like trauma kind of rewires the brain's threat system.
That's a good way to put it. Trauma can make the brain's fear circuits sort of overactive, more sensitive to potential danger, even things that aren't actually threatening.
Right, so those neural pathways just get triggered much more easily.
Yeah, leading to this constant state of high alert.
And that constant alertness,
Mm-hmm.
it must show up physically, right?
Yeah.
Even if the source doesn't list specific symptoms, you'd expect things like maybe a faster heart rate, muscle tension.
Oh, for sure. Increased heart rate, maybe rapid breathing, feeling tense all the time. Those are common physiological responses. Makes sense when your body thinks it's always in danger.
And cognitively, it sounds exhausting, difficulty concentrating, maybe racing thoughts, always scanning the room.
Totally.
Yeah.
That constant environmental scanning, the assessment of threats, it takes a huge mental toll. As the source suggests, simple things like, relaxing or getting good sleep, they become really difficult.
Yeah, I can see that. And people might start avoiding situations too, right? Things they see as risky.
Definitely. Avoidance behaviors are common, which of course impacts daily life even more.
And it doesn't just stay internal, does it? What about relationships? That constant guard must make connection hard.
It really does. Think about it. If you're always scanning for threats, it can lead to mistrust, maybe irritability. It makes building those close, secure bonds incredibly challenging.
Yeah, like walking on eggshells, maybe?
Sort of, yeah. And what keeps feeding this state often are triggers.
Ah, triggers. So specific things that set off that big threat response.
Exactly. Stimuli could be a sound, a smell, a place that are linked somehow to past negative experiences. They provoke a response that's disproportionate to the current situation.
So like the classic example, a car backfiring sounding like gunfire for someone with combat trauma.
Precisely that kind of thing.
Right.
And those triggers help keep that hypervigilant state kind of active.
Okay. Now the source asks something interesting. Can hypervigilance ever be adaptive, like useful?
Right, poses that question.
Right,
And,
yeah.
well, in the very short term, in genuinely dangerous situations, maybe.
Like for first responders or soldiers in a combat zone?
Potentially, yes. Heightened awareness can be crucial for immediate survival. But that's the key difference, immediate survival.
Okay.
When that state persists long after the danger is gone, or exists when there's no real threat, that's when it becomes maladaptive. The costs, mental, physical, just outweigh any brief benefit.
That makes sense. It's about context and duration. Now, quickly, does it look different in kids versus adults? The source hints at that.
Yeah, it often does present differently. With kids, you might see it more in their behavior, maybe being extra clingy or having big emotional reactions, trouble regulating.
Because they can't really explain that inner feeling of threat.
Exactly. Whereas adults might be better able to, talk about feeling anxious or worried, but they're still dealing with that underlying heightened threat detection system. Might be more internalized.
Okay, so pulling this all together, hypervigilance isn't just being a bit jumpy. It's a deeper, persistent state of scanning for threats.
Right. Often linked to trauma, closely tied to things like PTSD and anxiety.
And it really affects everything. Daily life, sleep, relationships, just overall well-being.
It does. And, for you listening, maybe the key takeaway is this. Understanding this spectrum, from normal alertness to this heightened state,
Yeah.
it gives you a way to think about your own responses and maybe have more empathy for others who might be experiencing the world through this lens of constant threat. It's worth considering how we all navigate that feeling of safety,